Two new titles means new stories yet to be told. But at the top of Raw and Smackdown, being honest, these stories are getting pretty old.
And here we go. Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new, welcome. Grab a seat and stay a while. But do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Go next door, ring that bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. And before you head out, drop a comment. And if you are one of the regulars here, welcome back for another round. Ask that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment, because YouTube does love those comments. And of course, share the video out on all social media. Speaking of socials, check the links down below. Instagram and X, you can find me there. Also, definitely leave a comment. It just pushes the video into the algorithm. You can tell me your favorite color. You can tell me the name of your first pet. You can drop an emoji. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to answer it. Anyway, just keep pushing this thing out. Get it seen by more people. I want to thank Jacob Ironside for the thumbnail here. I've mentioned it before. We'll leave a link to his channel down below in the description. If you're a fan of classic films, definitely the guy to go see. Okay, so in my Monday video, I talked about story and how important it is for professional wrestling, the WWE. Now, I'm going to expand on what transpired over the weekend at Survivor Series with the Women's War Games match in particular, and the failures of that match, along with something I'm pretty excited about and has the potential for telling a lot of good future stories.
Here we go. Here we go.
So let's start with something that I think is an absolutely great thing, and that being the introduction of the mid card titles for the women of the WWE. Now, initially, I thought that this would just be one title that would float between Raw and SmackDown. I thought that would suffice. The WWE has decided that both brands, Raw and SmackDown, are going to get their own mid card title. Now, on Raw, the tournament to crown the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion began this past Monday, with Dakota Kai winning her match and moving on to the next round. Over on SmackDown, the tournament for the inaugural Women's United States Champion is well on its way with one preliminary match left, which has seen the likes of Chelsea Green, Bayley, and Michin moving forward.
That's not bad.
Now, if they will only just get rid of those tag team division belts, I would be more than happy. But I digress. Now, while one brand has more talent and the other brand has more star power, I'm sure in 2025 this is going to get evened out once we have a supplemental draft and the WWE draft and some NXT call-ups happen. This is absolutely a net positive, as you can now create and tell new stories for women that are not a tag team and are not in the main event picture. They're just kind of floating in the ether. Speaking of the main event picture, that's something we need to address right now.
Oh, goody.
Now, what I'm going to be talking about is the lack of story around the women's top prizes. That would be the Women's World Championship and the WWE Women's Championship. Now, going back to War Games, we can clearly see the cracks, the overall creative surrounding these two titles. Now, starting with SmackDown and the Women's WWE Champion, Nia Jax. Yes, she is much improved. She's not as reckless as she was in her first run. She has slimmed down. She makes better in-ring movements. But if we're being honest, as an in-ring competitor,
Boring!
and the only exciting element within the top picture on SmackDown is Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. However, Tiffany Stratton has held this Money in the Bank contract now going over 150 days. More and more teased actions making her look stupid and going to going to diminish her as a credible in-ring competitor. And the more you try to cash in but fail to cash in, it just dissipates the excitement and becomes less and less interesting. And if the WWE wants to insert some life into this division and start telling new stories and give the fans someone that they can get behind, well, the solution is quite simple.
Duh.
Now we come to Raw. Frankly, this is the more frustrating one because this is a story that seemingly is just going to limp on forever. We start off with the women's world champion Liv Morgan, who has been champion since early May when she won the title at King and Queen of the Ring from Becky Lynch. Now, Liv hasn't exactly been a fighting champion, as next Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event, she will defend her title for only the fourth time against the new number one contender, Io Sky.
Now we're talking.
Fortunately, two of these three previous title defenses, one she won via nefarious means with Dominic Mysterio, the other she actually lost but via disqualification, so she gets to retain the title, have been against her arch rival, Rhea Ripley. These two have been in a feud that has gone for over 2 years now. And the WWE seems determined to keep this feud going until the title changes from Liv to Rhea. Now, going back to the War Games match, Liv Morgan and the number one contender, Io Sky, were in the match at the same time, had no interaction with each other whatsoever. Finish ended up being Rhea Ripley pinning Liv Morgan. And then later on during the press conference, Rhea said to someone who asked the question, she's not done with Liv Morgan.
Fuck.
So going into her next title defense next weekend, it seems pretty obvious that Liv Morgan is going to retain the title because it seems the only person on the WWE who was allowed to defeat Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship is Rhea Ripley. Now, these two are not the only ones who can carry the brand. New stories need to be told. This feud is done. It is over. There's no interest in it left. So, if you're going to inject some new life and want to tell some new stories, start it with a title change. That's not Rhea Ripley. But then again, these are just my thoughts. I'm going to turn it back over to you. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Be sure to check me out tonight for me and the guys talking for Wednesday night is overbooked. We're talking about our recap of Survivor Series and a whole lot more. Also, top 5 worst WrestleManias of all time. Check me out tomorrow. Roman of the Empire. We'll be going over the fantastic film V for Vendetta. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate that. And I will see you folks all very soon. Hope you're having a great week. Have a wonderful rest of the week ahead of you. And always have fun. Hashtag keep talking. And always keep that smile on your face. Toodles.